Most Go High Level users, right, they're not using the CRM to its full potential. They got leads coming in, pipelines are moving, campaigns are running. But the thing is, when you ask them, hey, how exactly is your business running? What exactly is going on? They often are clueless because they don't know the exact numbers on how their business is running. So why is that? It's because they didn't spend proper time setting up their reporting in the CRM. And the truth is this, right? Go High Level has one of the most powerful reporting dashboards that exist out there compared to all the other basic CRMs that I've personally used, right? And in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how you can set up advanced reporting for your business in GHL. How do we go by defining what fields do we need to track and everything you need to know about tracking in your business. Who am I to say all these things, huh? So my name is Fahad. I've been building systems, automations and AI for the last 6 years, and I was fortunate to be ranked among the top 100 automation engineers on Upwork, and we had the privilege of working with people like Nas Daily, co-host of the Dave Ramsey Show, Anthony O'Neill, Love by Mike, billion-dollar VC firms, and many more people. That being said, let's get into the video. So the first thing is, before I show you all these reporting dashboards, right, I can show you reporting dashboards for days on all the custom stuff that we done. We even used custom code for a client, build a reporting metric, right? Now, before I show you all these things, right, none of this would be relevant if you don't know what it is that you need to track. And this is something that most business owners often don't fully comprehend, because there are certain metrics that they need to track which they're not aware of. So firstly, let me just define what are the key KPIs that applies to any businesses, and I'm going to show you the exact AI prompt that I would use to track the key metrics that I really need here. I would say these are the 4 key metrics that any businesses should track, right? The first metric is you need to know how the leads are performing. And some of the key things, key KPIs that you need to know is leads over time. How many leads are you getting every week, every day, every month? So that's one of them, leads by source. The more specific, the better. Are they organic? Are they paid? Are they traffic? Are they offline? So that's another key important metric. And leads by campaign. If you are running Google ads, Facebook ads, so it's very important for you to track them by campaigns. Next thing is progression. How is the lead and the deal progressing across your funnel? So percentage of qualified leads is one of them. So the moment someone comes in, how many of these people, 10 of them who came in, are actually end up being qualified? That's like maybe it's 6. So you have a 60% qualification ratio. So this is how you gauge what's working. Percentage of people who don't show up to the call. So you can see, hey, what are we doing wrong? If 10 people booked a call and only 5 of them showed up, you have a 50% show up rate. It's very bad things, and now you know you need to work on those things. If you don't track these things, you'll never know. So same thing with percentage of closed leads. How many did you end up closing? 10 leads came in, how many actually went to the door? So stuff like that allows you to make better additions. The next thing is tracking team efforts. So you need to know how good is your team by tracking how quickly they respond, how many times do they follow up, how long it took for them to do certain actions. So first thing is time to contact them. So tracking how long it took from the moment the lead came in till they were contacted. Is it 5 minutes? Is it 10 minutes? Is it 24 hours? Is it 48 hours? Key metric that you need to track. How long it took to code them is another key metric to track as well. And lastly, time to close. How long did it take for you to close the entire deal? Did it take 12 days entirely? Stuff like that. The next thing is just basic key sales metrics such as average order value, or average closing time, or average closing percentage, or even loss reasons. Yeah. So stuff like that allows you to track metrics. This is just basic KPIs that apply to most businesses. Another thing is, your objective as a business owner is to identify what metrics are relevant to you for your business. How do we get there, Fahad? I'm going to give you this exact prompt that I want you to use, and that's going to help you define all the key KPIs that you need, right? So that what you need to do is open up Claude or ChatGPT or whatever AI platform that you use. Ideally use the best model out there. I'm not going to use Fable because I'm not getting paid enough. I'm kidding. Okay. I just prefer to use Opus, yeah, because Fable is just too extreme. But anyways, so the prompt I want you to make is this: hey, I am trying to track my sales KPIs on GHL. I need your help in identifying the key KPIs I should be tracking for my business that does XYZ. Add your industry in there. For, let's say, for service-based businesses, I'm going to use my example. Yeah. So XYZ is, I'm going to choose it as industry. So whatever industry you're in, right? Industry, and then who you target. So, and ideally, something that's highly recommended is adding where you're trying to go. We are currently at XYZ revenue. We wanna get towards, let's say, 100k per month. Can you help me define all the key KPIs I can track and are relevant for my business there? And ideally always add an example, because AI works better with examples. If you have anything in mind, like, hey, I want to track maybe how long it took for me to contact them, so I'm going to be like, hey, lead to contact ratio. So you're also going to say, I need you to ask me any set questions till you're fully clear. So this is a really good prompt. So I'm going to put this in the description. I want you guys to use this, and then the AI is going to go back and forth with you, and then you can identify all the key essential KPIs that you need, right? I'm just going to ignore that for now, because you guys understood what needs to be done, right? Now that you've defined what are the key KPIs that we need, now let's go by creating reporting dashboards, right? So when you go and log into GoHighLevel, this is the first page that you see. It's going to have a dashboard section in here, and let me just click on cancel, and then it's going to have, you may be confused, there's dashboards and then there is reporting. What is the difference between this? So reporting is the one that shows individual reports of each item. If you connected Google Ads and Meta Ads, it's going to show Google Ads reporting data and Meta Ads reporting data, right? It's going to be specific. Hey, this is the leads are, we got XYZ ROAS, the campaigns are performing like this. It's going to show something like this, right? Simply click in here and connect Google Ads, click in here, connect Meta Ads. So that's that. Custom reports, on the other hand, you may think is it like a custom dashboard, the custom report that you build? No. Custom report essentially is an automation that's sent directly to the person who owns this sub account, and it's going to be formatted in a certain way that you define. So custom reports, it's not something you need to worry about for now. Attribution report shows you exactly what it's like for the lead to interact with you guys. Call report shows exactly how many calls are being done based on, it's only going to work if you buy the number from GoHighLevel. Yeah, same thing with agent report. Agent report shows you exactly how each agent is performing, how many calls do they get, how many emails do they book. This is super important if you run a team with many sales reps. Yeah, so appointment report shows you exactly how many appointment has been booked, what's the series of each appointment, etc. So that is that. But the thing is, I am a guy who never comes in here. Why is that? Dashboard is just it's a culmination, it's an aggregation of all the reports that you see, the Google Ads, Facebook Ads, this, that. We all put them in one simple place where it's easy and it's appealing and it's quick for you to see, right? So that's essentially it. Now that you guys understand the difference between custom reports and dashboards, let's first create your own reporting dashboard. Yeah, first thing is never ever use the default dashboard given by GoHighLevel. It's shitty, it sucks. So first thing I would do is, before you customize everything, right, for yourself, I highly recommend just using something that's good enough and then working on top of it. So I would always click on new, and instead of creating from blank, I'm going to select on template library. And for me, this seems to be the most likely and the good enough option, so I'm going to use that, and then I'm going to work things on top of it, and I'm going to explain exactly how each reporting works. Or like, just stick with me and feel people don't fully understand how you can create your own reporting dashboards and systems in GoHighLevel. Yeah, so let's just wait for this thing to be done. Alright guys, so as you can see, this thing has been done. Now the way it works is you can only change things when you click on edit dashboard, and this, when you move, you see this allows you to make it smaller, big, and this allows you can just drag and drop it. Yeah, only when you're editing it. Yeah, and now there is 4 things in here. I'm going to explain each and every single one of them. So widgets allow you to see all the key widgets that they already pre-built. Now what we can do with these pre-built metrics is add things on top of it to make it more visual. For example, I'm going to show you, see, we have done these things, right? For example, if I want to have a contacts by source, right, it already has an option in assume for certain things. You have a custom field, it's not there. When you click on widgets, right, I'm going to explain you what every single thing means. So there is widgets, elements, themes, and custom metrics. Yeah, widgets is basically pre-built metric charts and all those things, and they're divided by different objects that we have, right? Contact has the contact object, appointments has appointment object, opportunities have opportunity widgets, all those things, right? Now if you want to get a specific report, you can click on always this, or this is going to show you all the reporting types, right? Elements is simply just adding elements on top of it to make it a bit more pretty. You can add the logo, you can add text. For example, if you look at this client of mine, we added summary, we grouped everything in one place that made it look quite appealing and appealing to the eyes. So that's one of the things that we did. And yeah, you can also add embedded. You can have a custom a custom report that's built on Tableau or a Studio, and you can embed them in here so you can see them in here. So that's a really cool feature. Themes is simply just choosing the color of every single thing. Yeah, so it's not that important, doesn't fully matter. Custom metrics is when you want to create custom reporting dashboards that have more nuances to it. You can divide numbers, you can multiply numbers, and all those things, right? When AI gives you certain KPIs and that KPI can't be found in widgets, I would want you to create a custom metrics. It's not that complex. Stick till the end, I'll show you exactly how to do it, right? So let's just go to widgets, right? Let's go to, let's say contacts by source. I'm going to simply click on in here, and then it's going to show me all the options. Hey, it's going to show me, hey, the title of this is this, the metrics is we're counting, and we're grouping them by what, which custom fields are we grouping them with. So I'm going to choose a source, right? Now I'm going to choose this as source because I have a source field where we track all the source in a drop down. So I'm going to select that, and then I'm going to click any advanced settings I need to do. Not exactly. I can keep it ascending or descending. I'll keep it as descending and limit the number of people shown up in the bar chart. For example, in here the limit is 3. So if you make it 10, it's going to show up to 10 numbers, and then it's going to start move on to the next page. Date property can change. When is it based on? Is it based on the date it was created, or the date it was last updated, or it's based on any other custom key field date that you have in your CRM? Yeah. And then date range override is very important, but I don't see everyone talking about it. But it's by default going to be this year, this week, or a particular set of time frame. But if you plan to use this quite often, it has to be dashboard date range, because if you select this as last 30 days, if you don't have this, it's going to show all-time data. But if you select it as last 30 days, it's going to customize the data and only show you the last 30 days worth of data, right? So that's what date range override means. And you can also have comparison as well. I often like to have comparison between the last date range period as well. So super important. Let's click on in here, and I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like. Let's see. It's being generated, and once it's rendered, you can expand it as well. Yeah, so click on save. Hey guys, so click on save, and it's going to show up. Because I don't have much data in here, I'm going to use it as this here till date. Yeah, just so I can show you guys some data. So when I use that, then it's going to pop up with all the options. Yeah, so make sure when you save it doesn't show anything. Maybe it's because there is no data in there. Yeah, as you can see, it shows. You can even change. I often like donuts, because donuts, yeah, it depends, right? Certain statistics need certain data. For example, if I want to see specific source, I want to see which sources have the most ones, so a pie chart makes more sense. Sometimes I want to see progression over time, so I can use the pie chart. For example, I can progression over time to see which ones are increasing. I use pie chart. I use bar chart to see who has more. So that's often what I would do. Yeah, so anyways, now that you guys understand how it works, you can even change the different metrics. Sometimes you can make it into a simple table, which I don't highly recommend because it doesn't look good, yeah, for most things. So I'm going to use it as bar chart, click on save, and that should be it. So now that you guys understand how to create custom basic widgets, right, essentially all you need to do is just go through all these widget options and see if the widget that you're trying to have is already in here. And yeah, meta ads, Google ads, I highly recommend you guys add your meta ads connection, Google ads connection if you're using it, and then create a different section. So one thing I would do is use element, click on heading, and add a text in here that says, hey, this section, like, Google ads section, then add all the key metrics of the Google ads in there. It's super simple. You can just click on Google ads, see exact metric you're trying to do, total conversions, and use it from there. So let me give you another, I'll use it from there. And one other thing that's highly helpful is filters, right? So once you create, for example, I'm going to use this, created dashboard, click on save. Before you click save, you can add filters. What if I only want to see open opportunities, but from a particular pipeline? I only want to see that pipeline stuff. So I can go in here, all the custom fields, right? All the key custom fields, all the custom fields, the default one, the specific one, I can define saying that, hey, I only want, for example, I'm going to use pipeline, right? I only want people from this pipeline. Only people from this pipeline needs to show up. So I can add conditions in place to see only specific number of information, right? So that is the beauty of creating these reports. Now that you guys understand widgets, elements, and themes, now let's go into custom reporting, which is the most interesting side of it all. Essentially, custom reporting allows you to have your own addition, subtraction, multiplication, or how you want to divide and create custom formulas. The name itself is custom metrics. It's custom formulas. Yeah. Once you see the AI generated KPIs, right, and you see that the option does not exist, you can create custom metrics. For example, I'm going to say percentage of lead sources, right? Lead sources. So I want to see what are the percentage of different lead sources that we have. All right. So display format, I can choose what's the type. I'm going to choose it as percentage, right? Because I'm trying to find the percentage. And the thing is, now I can choose the metrics. I'm going to choose the metrics, right? I'm going to choose count of contact. That's one of the metrics that I have. And all right, guys. So sometimes when you have certain confusions about certain things, you can simply ask AI, how do I do certain calculations? I know you may be wondering, Fahad's looking for calculation. He's Asian. I know. But the thing is, although I may look Asian, yeah, I'm not good at math. My dad's not proud of it. But I have AI. So, guys, so once you add the count of contact, I'm not going to use the exact specific one. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you an example, right? Once you add for the first formula in, you can go in here, you can click on operator. You can click on operator. This is the divide, this is multiply, this is negative, this is add, and these are brackets. So I'm going to be like, divide, then I'm going to add the next metric in here. So that's, for example, visitor data, count of contact versus count of view, and you can even be a bit more specific on which funnel, which deal pipeline, on all these things, right? Click on apply, and that's when you create a custom metric, right? Because you can add formulas, multiplication, dividing, subtraction, and all those things, right? So that's essentially how you can build your own reporting dashboard. And I'm going to show you some samples of the dashboards that are super relevant to me and helpful for me, right? So let me just click on cancel for this. All right, guys, so let me just quickly show you the reporting dashboard that I currently have. So let me just click on my sales dashboard, and some of the key metrics that are important for me is, firstly, I want to see the conversion rating. I want to see exactly what are my conversions, what are my average conversions, yeah? And then some of the things that I like to see is how long do I usually take for closing a deal, and how many open opportunities do we have, what are the size. Loss by reason is super important for me. I often mark every single deal lost and add a reason to it. Why did they stop responding? So if I see, for example, if it's unresponsive, that means I am sucking something up in terms of follow-up. I need to set up appointments, I need to set up follow-ups, I need to follow up with them more often so I can close more deals, yeah? So this doesn't happen. So that's why I track all these things. I can also track lead source specific group. This is one of my favorite ones to track. So GoHighLevel has default source fields that are text-based, that just see which firm they came from and add it in there. I want more granular data. I want to see which source group they fit in, and under the group, which specific ones they are from. For example, if someone comes from Google Ads, what are the source groups? There are 4 types of source groups out there. There is paid, there is organic, there is direct, there is referral. So these are the 4 ones that exist out there. There are maybe others, yeah? So these are 4-5 ones that exist out there. So it's important for everyone to track which group you have the most of. And then in the group, what are the specific ones we have? So I have 2 custom fields that I track for every single contact, right? We have specific source. We have source and specific source. So we have dashboards for each of them. So we see here, I have 44 referrals, 21 direct, 16 organic, and 16 others, and 12 organic, yeah? Then I have, then I can see which specific group everyone is coming from. 25 came from here, 40 came from here, 30 came from here. So I can see exactly where leads are coming in from, right? This allows me to track things properly, see everything else. This is all cool and all, right? But I want to get to the bonus part of this video, is how can I use AI to get all these metrics? What if I can just talk to an AI and ask it questions on how my numbers, what open deals do we have? That's exactly what I built with an agent. Let me just quickly show you how that works, yeah? Can you tell me how my sales is going? How my sales is going in CRM. Give me a quick breakdown metrics there. And the thing is, now I'm talking to the metrics. I can ask it more specific questions and it's going to fetch me more information. I don't need to spend time creating these different dashboards. I believe this is the future of doing a business, where everything is given to us. You can talk to it instead of creating dashboards and looking at something and then use. That is the future of online businesses, right? You're no longer going to be using widgets and dashboards, seeing some information, then decoding them on your brain. You're going to let AI decode information for you, so you can save that mental energy to do what exactly? To go down and smash that subscribe button. That's what you need to do. If you've been giving CU value for so long and you can't even subscribe and give a like so you can tell the algorithm this guy knows his shit. I'm kidding. But if you have been enjoying this video so far, you found this video valuable, the only thing I ask you to do is go down, click on the like button, and come back here. Awesome. Alright, so as you can see, it's telling me exactly where things are leaking. Yeah, showing me, hey, these are the leaks that we have, what hasn't been moved since then, and what I need to do. How beautiful is this? I've recorded a detailed video on how I set this exact thing up, and I share how to do this completely for free, which is a very stupid thing I did, but I do care about you guys. So if you want to watch that video, click on this link here. You can watch that video. Alright, awesome guys, that is it. Alright, now one last thing before we end things off is you watched all this video and you thought to yourself, hey, this is too complex, I just don't want to be too bothered in figuring these things out. Don't worry about it. I'm going to attach a link in the description below. You can use that link, book a call with me or my team, and we can sit down and discuss exactly what KPIs are important to you. How do you exactly set up this CRM system? Is it done correctly? Is it automated correctly? Can we do more so you can scale more of your business? We'll cover all those things. Even if you don't end up purchasing anything, you're going to have an insane amount of value that you can take away and do it by yourself. If that's interesting, click on the link below. I'll see you on the call, and I will see you on the next video. Take care. Have a good one. Bye-bye.